Qur'an, Chapter 8, Surah Al-Anfal, translation by Muhammad Al-Amrani. In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. They ask you about the spoils of war. Say, the spoils belong to God and the Messenger. So remain conscious of God and set things right among yourselves, and obey God and His Messenger if you are truly believers. True believers are only those whose hearts tremble with awe when God is mentioned, and when His signs are recited to them, their faith increases, and they place their trust in their sustainer, those who establish prayer. And out of what we have provided for them, they spend in charity. It is they who are the true believers. They shall have exalted ranks in the sight of their sustainer, as well as forgiveness and a most generous provision. Even as your sustainer caused you to go forth from your home in the cause of truth, although a group of the believers were reluctant, they disputed with you about the truth after it had become clear, as if they were being driven to death whilst they looked on. And remember, when God promised you one of the two groups of your enemies, that it would be yours, yet you wished that the unarmed group would be yours, whereas God willed to establish the truth by His words and to cut off the roots of the disbelievers, so that He might make the truth manifest and bring falsehood to nothing, even though the evildoers may hate it. And remember when you called upon your sustainer for help, and He responded to you, I shall reinforce you with 1,000 angels, following one another in succession. And God made this only as a glad tiding for you, so that your hearts might find rest thereby. For victory comes only from God. Verily, God is almighty, wise. And remember when He caused drowsiness to overcome you as a source of reassurance from Him, and sent down water from the skies to purify you thereby, and to remove from you the defilement of Satan, and to strengthen your hearts, and to steady your steps. And remember, when your sustainer inspired the angels, I am with you, so make firm those who have attained to faith. I shall cast terror into the hearts of those who deny the truth. So strike above their necks, and strike off their fingertips. This was so because they defied God and His messenger. For whoever defies God and His messenger, behold, God is severe in punishment. This is your punishment, so taste it. And know that for those who deny the truth there is the torment of the fire. O you who have attained to faith! When you meet those who deny the truth in battle array, do not turn your backs to them, for whoever turns his back on that day, unless it be as a stratagem of war or to regroup with another force, he will indeed draw upon himself the wrath of God, and his abode will be hell. How wretched an end! And you did not slay them, but it was God who slew them. And you didn't throw when you threw, but it was God who threw, so that He might test the believers by a fair test from Himself. Verily, God is all-hearing, all-knowing. This was so. And know that God will weaken the designs of those who deny the truth. If you sought a decision, then surely a decision has come to you. But if you desist, it will be better for you. And if you return to hostility, so shall we return. And your forces will avail you nothing, no matter how numerous they may be. For verily God is with the believers. O you who have attained to faith! Obey God and His messenger, and do not turn away from Him while you hear His call. And do not be like those who say, We hear, while they do not hear. Verily, the worst of all creatures in the sight of God are the deaf, the dumb, those who do not use their reason. Had God perceived any good in them, He would indeed have made them hear. But even if He made them hear, they would have turned away in aversion. O you who have attained to faith, respond to God and the messenger when He calls you to that which gives you life. And know that God comes in between a man and his heart, and that unto Him you shall be gathered. And beware of a trial that will not strike only those among you who have committed wrong, and know that God is severe in retribution. And remember when you were few and oppressed in the land, fearing that people might snatch you away, but He sheltered you and strengthened you with His help, and provided you with good things so that you might be grateful. O you who have attained to faith! Do not betray God and the messenger, nor knowingly betray the trusts that have been entrusted to you. And know that your wealth and your children are but a trial, and that with God lies a mighty reward. O you who have attained to faith! If you remain conscious of God, he will grant you a criterion to discern right from wrong and will efface your bad deeds and forgive you, for God is limitless in his bounty. And remember, when those who are bent on denying the truth devise schemes against you, O prophet, to restrain you or to kill you or to drive you away. Thus they schemed, and God too devised a scheme, and God is the best of schemers. And when they say, O God, if this be indeed the truth from you, then rain down upon us stones from the sky, or inflict upon us a grievous suffering, they are reminded, but God would never chastise them while you are in their midst, nor will he punish them as long as they seek forgiveness. Yet what prevents them from being punished by God when they bar others from the sacred mosque, though they are not its rightful guardians? Its true guardians are none but the God-conscious, though most of them do not know this. Their prayer at the sacred house is nothing but whistling and clapping. Taste, then, the punishment for your denial of the truth. Indeed, those who deny the truth spend their wealth to turn others away from the path of God. They will continue to spend it, but it will become a cause of regret for them. Then they will be overcome, and those who deny the truth shall be gathered into hell. Thus, God distinguishes the corrupt from the pure, piling the corrupt together, until he casts them all into hell. Truly they are the losers. Say to those who deny the truth, if they desist, their past sins shall be forgiven them. But if they persist, then the fate of the earlier peoples has already been sealed. And so fight them until there is no more oppression, and all worship is devoted to God alone. If they desist, surely God sees all that they do. But if they turn away, then know that God is your protector, an excellent protector and an excellent helper. And know that whatever spoils of war you gain indeed, a fifth thereof belongs to God, to the messenger, to near relatives, orphans, the needy, and the traveller, if you have believed in God and in what we revealed to our servant on the day of distinction, the day when the two forces met, and God has power over all things. Remember when you were on the near side of the valley, and they were on the far side, and the caravan was below you. Even if you had made an appointment to meet, you would surely have failed to agree on the time. But it happened as it did, so that God might accomplish a matter already destined, that those who perished through disbelief would perish upon evidence, and those who lived in faith would live upon evidence. And indeed, God is hearing and knowing. When God showed them to you in your dream as few, and if he had shown them to you as many, you believers would have lost courage and disputed in the matter. But God saved you. Indeed, he is knowing of what is within the hearts. And remember when he showed them to you, when you met as few in your eyes, and he made you appear as few in their eyes, so that God might accomplish a matter already destined. And to God all matters will be returned. O you who have believed, when you encounter a force, be firm, and remember God often that you may succeed. And obey God and his messenger, and do not dispute and thus lose courage and your strength depart, and be patient. Indeed, God is with the patient. And do not be like those who came forth from their homes boastfully, and to be seen by people and avert others from the way of God. And God is encompassing of what they do. And remember when Satan made their deeds pleasing to them, and said, No one can overcome you today from among the people, and indeed I am your protector. But when the two armies sighted each other, he turned on his heels and said, Indeed I am disassociated from you. Indeed I see what you do not see. Indeed I fear God, and God is severe in penalty. And when the hypocrites and those in whose hearts is disease said, Their religion has deluded them, but whoever relies upon God, then indeed God is almighty, all-wise. And if you could but see when the angels take the souls of those who disbelieved, striking their faces and their backs, and saying, Taste the punishment of the blazing fire. That is for what your hands have sent forth, and verily God is not unjust to his servants. Just as it was with Pharaoh's people and those before them, who rejected God's signs, and so God seized them for their sins. Verily, God is mighty, severe in punishment. That is because God would never change a blessing he has bestowed upon a people until they change what is within themselves. And God is all-hearing, all-knowing. Just as it was with Pharaoh's people, and those before them they denied the signs of their sustainer, so we destroyed them for their sins and drowned Pharaoh's people. And all of them were wrongdoers. Verily the worst of creatures in the sight of God are those who disbelieve, for they will not believe those with whom you have made a covenant, yet they break their covenant every time and do not fear God. So, if you find them in battle, make of them an example to deter those who come after them, so that they may take heed. And if you fear treachery from a people, then dissolve the covenant with them openly, for God does not love the treacherous. And let not those who disbelieve think that they have escaped, for indeed they will never frustrate God's will. And prepare against them whatever forces you can muster, and from among the steeds of war, so that you may strike fear into the enemy of God and your enemy, and others besides them whom you do not know, but God knows. And whatever you spend in the path of God will be fully repaid to you, and you will not be wronged. And if they incline toward peace, then incline toward it as well, and place your trust in God. Verily, he alone is all-hearing, all-knowing. But if they intend to deceive you, then surely God is sufficient for you. He it is who supported you with his help and with the believers and united their hearts. If you had spent all that is on earth, you could not have united their hearts, but God united them. Verily, he is almighty, all-wise. O prophet, sufficient for you is God, and those who follow you among the believers. O prophet, urge the believers to fight. If there are 20 steadfast among you, they will overcome 200. And if there are 100, they will overcome 1,000 of those who disbelieve, for they are a people who do not understand. Now God has lightened your burden, for he knows there is weakness among you. So if there are 100 steadfast among you, they will overcome 200, and if there are 1,000, they will overcome 2,000 by God's permission. And God is with the steadfast. It is not for a prophet to take captives until he has thoroughly subdued the land. You desire the fleeting gains of this world, but God desires for you the hereafter. And God is almighty, all-wise. Were it not for a decree from God that had already been issued, you would have been afflicted with a tremendous punishment for what you have taken. So consume what you have gained as spoils of war, lawful and good, and be mindful of God. Verily, God is forgiving, merciful. O prophet, say to those in your hands as captives, if God knows any good in your hearts, he will grant you something better than what was taken from you, and he will forgive you, and God is forgiving, merciful. But if they intend to betray you, then they have already betrayed God, so he gave you power over them, and God is all-knowing, all-wise. Verily, those who have believed, and those who migrated and strove with their wealth and their lives in the path of God, as well as those who provided them shelter and support, they are allies of one another. But those who believed and did not migrate to the land of Islam, you owe them no loyalty until they migrate. However, if they seek your help in religion, then it is your duty to assist them, except against a people with whom you have a treaty. And God is all-seeing of what you do, and those who disbelieve are allies of one another. If you do not do likewise, there will be great trial and corruption on the earth. But those who have believed, migrated, and striven in the path of God, and those who provided shelter and support, they are the true believers. For them is forgiveness and a generous provision, and those who have believed afterward, migrated, and strove with you, they are of you. And as for blood relatives, they are closer to one another in the book of God. Verily, God has full knowledge of all things.